Testing the mic. Hello, everybody. If anyone's watching, I am trying a little experiment. I think I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time, which is pretty cool. And make sure I'm input and output. Oh, I need to put on my headphones. So, some of you who know me know that I became a software engineer a few years back, and I love pair programming. And what is pair programming? That is when two people are coding at the same together with one computer, one keyboard. That's how it's done live in person, but it's a little different if you are here. Oh gosh, let me see. Where's the chat? Aha. So this is cool. Read only in Facebook. Interesting. So if you want to interact with me via chat, you can. I'm just going to poke around and see if I'm actually online at different places. So let's go to Twitch. I'm live on Twitch. Let's go to YouTube. Check there. And I'm live here on YouTube as well. This is cool. And then let's check Facebook. I'm live here as well. Awesome. So, if there's anybody out there who's interested in learning a little bit about coding, you don't have to have any experience. I mean, a little experience would be cool, like if you've dabbled with it a bit. But if you're interested in hopping on and learning about coding, I would love it. You can just, it looks like I'm monitoring chat in all three places. I'm going to open those windows up just to make sure. Twitch. TV. Am I logged in? I am. And also over to YouTube. Over to my coding profile. So this is awesome to be able to show up in all three places. I don't know if anybody's actually watching this though. So if you do hop into the chat, message me. Yeah, message me if you would like to pay a program. I guess in the meantime, maybe I should tackle some Advent of Code stuff. Kind of got stuck. Advent of Code. Let's see. Advent of Code Lodash. I wasn't doing it on this. CDAO. See. November 30th. No, I don't know if I was doing it on this computer. Bring the new terminal over. I can play with on my other screen. Who wants to pair program with me? I should put something on Twitter. Let's go to Chrome. Twitter. Ooh, got some grabs. So my channel. How can I share this? Oh, I guess I can just share that probably. Let's mute. How do I mute? Yeah. Don't want to hear myself echoing on Twitch. All right, so I'm going to post a link to watch this via Twitch. Oh. Oh, that was dumb. Delete. Hmm. So I think I want to check out what's going on here. What have I been doing lately? Tickler. AOC. Source. Day one. So let's go in there. Starting up my editor. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. All right. What is going on here? What do we have open? Do you have anything open? Oh, didn't open a folder. Weird. So let's go to. Oh, hello, TS. Ah, this is where. I had a folder called Hello TS. So this is where I was doing Advent of Code stuff. So let's just do start fresh on day. I'm going to start fresh on day 8. So what are we going to need? We're going to need, let's go to Advent of Code and read all about it. So if we go to Advent of Code, day 8. So I'm going to put this in the stream. That's what we're working on. All right. The 7-segment search. You barely reach the safety of the cave when the whale smashes into the cave mouth, collapsing it. Sensors indicate another exit to this cave at a much greater depth. As your submarine slowly makes its way through the cave system, you notice that the 4-digit 7-segment displays in your submarine are malfunctioning. They must have been damaged in the escape. You'll be in a lot of trouble without them, so you better figure out what's wrong. Each digit of a 7-segment display is rendered by turning off or on 7 segments named A through G. Okay. Oh, I see. So 0 is A, B, C, E, F, G. 1 is C, F. 2 is A, C, D, E, G, etc. So to render a 1, only segments C and F would be rendered. Da, 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 da. The problem is that the signals which control the segments have been mixed up on each display. The submarine is still trying to display numbers by producing output on signal wires A through G. But those wires are connected to segments randomly. Worse, the wire segment connections are mixed up separately for each 4-digit display. So you might know that only a signal For example, so you might know that only signal wires B and G are turned on, but that doesn't mean segments B and G are turned on. The only digit that uses 2 segments is 1, so it must mean segments C and F are meant to be. Oh, okay. Interesting. Here's what you might see in a single entry for your notes. The entry is wrapped to 2 lines. So we have A, C, E, D, G, F, B. Each entry consists of 10 unique signal patterns, a limiter, and finally the 4-digit output value. Interesting. Okay, so you're looking for patterns in this text. So let's take this text. I put that in as our input. Probably pump this up a bit. So we're going to create a TypeScript file, day 8 TypeScript. We have let's do use const test input. And we use backtick so we can do multiple lines. And there we go. It's interesting, this delimiter. Why is there a delimiter again? Let's look at that. Oh, save this. And each entry consists of 10 unique signal patterns, a delimiter, and finally 4 digital output. Within an entry, the same wire segment connection are used. So maybe we don't have to worry about that right now. Counting only digits in the output values, the part there. In the above example, there are 26 instances of digits that use a unique number of segments. Okay, so we need to be able to take this input and basically come up with the number 26. I'm going to turn on Copilot. So that's going. Test input. Cannot redeclare. Oh, because I'm using this another. We'll call this day 8 test input. All right, and let's see. So the first thing we need to do is we need to parse this into parse input from line or based on lines. So there we go. We split it based on that. Let's just do, even at this point, we're going to log our output and give it a shot. So we need to go to day 8, cd day 8. We're on day 8. And we need to we're running here. There we go. Okay, so this runs two things at once. It compiles this to JavaScript, and then runs it as JavaScript. I'm going to hide the caption. Wish we could change where that caption shows up. Let's hide it for now. And so, yeah. So very simply, it's taking this and splitting into an array. All right. Now we want to, basically we want to reduce this array so it's a series of these letters. So we're going to reduce array to words. Okay, D8 words. We're taking the input. Okay, this is where Copilot will get in the way a little bit. So let's think this through. So we've got an accumulator and the current. We're going to start out with an array. Return accumulator. So We're going to use reduce, and we're going through each of these rows, right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to eliminate that. So uh, eliminate. We're going to turn Copilot back on globally. Eliminate from from current. Look at that. Interesting. And then we can push in currents. See what happens there. Ooh, this doesn't like that. No overload matches this call. Oh, it's going to be a string. Number is not assignable. Interesting. Concat. There, I think that works. Okay, so let's run this again. See what D8 words looks like now. Ah, looks like we got it. All right, so now we have an array of these words, and we need to iterate over the array, and we need to count the number of, let's see, count the number of 1, 4, 7, and 8. So 1, 4, 7, and 8. So 1 would have 2. Let's see, so so word lengths. So the word lengths that we are looking for are 2. Else. 1, 4, 7, 8. So 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 has 1, 2, 3. And 8 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So count. Let's see. We're going to create a count. 0. And we're going to. Barry. Okay. I could be pair programming with you. Oh, I guess I should have just sent that on Twitch. So let's see. Let's see if I can respond. Oops. I ask who's your pair programming with. Okay. So yeah. So I guess I can just talk through this. I'm going to send Barry. Barry, I'm going to send you a link. Okay. So I'm going to get the invitation. And how do I send this to you direct? You're on Twitch? Let me see if I can do it via Twitch. Ooh, I want to send this to you privately. Click on my name and whisper. Yeah, I'm not a real how about that? So take that link and jump in, and you can actually be on the stream with me. I am multi-streaming. Yes, I am multi-streaming. I am on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time. Um, it's okay. I mean, Restream is, you can just use to jump into Restream, which is what I'm using. You can just, you know, use Google OAuth or something like that, and you don't need to show your face if you don't want to. you can you can turn off the camera and just use audio. Um, anyway, this is just an experiment, and yeah, I'm hoping that I've got a bunch of friends who are interested in coding, and I might try and get some of them on. Some who are professional coders, obviously, like myself, and some who are uh, more newbies looking to learn. Let's see. Two quick questions. Are you going to be continuing for a while, and what are you coding? So right now, I'm just working on an advent of code problem. So advent of code. I don't know if it's still in the comments. Let me see if I can find it. So Advent of Code is a website that posts puzzles, sort of coding challenges. Oh, you know about it. Great. So Advent of Code poses these coding problems, and through that month of December, and every December I do a few, and then I get busy, or I get stuck on one, and I end up like I've completed 6 days this year, I think 5 or 6 days, and then I got stuck. I think I got stuck on day 6, and I also got stuck on day 7. So I'm sort of on day 8. Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, it's great. I use it to learn new languages, like, a year ago I was learning TypeScript last year, so I used TypeScript. I think the year before, I was trying to learn Rust, which was interesting, so I used Rust. Anyway, so yeah. But yeah, I think this is a great this Restream allows me to it does 2 things really easily. First thing, or it does 3 or 4 things really easily. One is, it allows me to stream to multiple places, because I really wanna stream on, like, Twitch and YouTube, but honestly, I think I'll get a little bit more engagement if I, like, stream on Facebook in the early days, because some of my friends will that's where I can reach my friends. Um, Also, it brings in the chat, for everything. Oh, what'd you say here? I thought Rust was hard. TypeScript and JavaScript. Yeah, so, TypeScript is just JavaScript with extra stuff on top. So, like, in this example, I'm starting to write TypeScript here. So there's just a little bit of TypeScript in this, which is right here. So this right here is a piece of JavaScript, and the only thing that is TypeScript right now is this right here. So I am specifying that this this function that's inside the reduce, it has to return an array of strings. So that's what TypeScript does. It sort of forces you to declare what your variables are, and it's really awkward at first, but it once you start to learn it, it's really um, it's pretty cool and wonderful. Um, and yeah, Rust was hard. Yeah, I had done C. I'd taken some college courses, and I tried to learn C on my own years ago. Um, and I recently did a little bit more C. And Rust is like, I would say Rust is kind of like C, but way, way nicer and way smoother of an experience. C without the frustration, because it's a very it produces really fast, sort of low level code executables, which are nice. And but yeah, Rust is really nice. I just don't have a reason to use it. What is that? What is Oh, untracked. This chat, being able to pull in the chat from Facebook and from YouTube and Twitch into one chat thing is just killer. That is so cool. I'm sure there's other applications that probably do the same thing, but this is my first experience doing this. Makes it a lot more interactive. Where was I? So I was working on this problem, this input up here from Advent Code. I think part 2 of this is going to be way different, but part 3 is basically we're looking for patterns within this. Oh, it's interesting. So there's multiple things that have just 2 characters. I think I'm misunderstanding this question a little bit. Okay, Barry, that'd be awesome. I'd love to have you jump on. I see. So we're only interested in the part that comes after the delimiter. Okay, so I need to change what we're doing here. So we're splitting the inputs based on new lines. Let's see. So let's comment this out. And instead, we're going to okay, so we're going to remove lines which include now we have, if we have this clean input, run it, it should just give us the second. Yeah, the second line's awesome. And then we can sort of bring this back. Oops. Let's see, so let's uncomment this. And instead, we're going to use the clean input. And we don't need to replace that. We can just split it. Spaces. And let's log this out. And we should just have the words. We should just have the words that are in the second part of this. All right, that looks good. Okay, now we have to iterate over this and count each one and see if it matches something from here. Is that right? So we just need to counting only digits in the output values, the part after the line on each line. In the above example, there are 20 inches of digits that use a unique number of segments. Great. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we got to count and count word lengths that count words that match the word lengths. God, Copilot is so crazy. Let's see if it just does it for me. So let's see what Copilot made for me. We have D8 words. We reduce it. Current count is 0. Within that current count, that looks like it does it. So let's console log this and see if it gives us 26. That does not give us 26. What the heck? for each length. So word lengths. Where's word lengths coming from? Okay. So we need to, let's get rid of this. This is garbage. So word lengths includes current length. Okay, so let's bring this down. Oops. So it's the accumulator plus, we're going to start with 0 for the accumulator. And then we're going to, if it includes the current length, we're going to add 1. If not, we're going to add 0. Try that. That doesn't work. We have D8 words. Oh, let's do it a different way. Let's do it really for I equals 0. I less than 8 words. You're here. All right. I'm going to let you on. Barry, are you there? I cannot hear you. So one thing you can do is at the bottom of the screen, there's a set of buttons in the bottom center. One of them is a settings button. Looks like a little settings wheel, a little gear. I think you can also press S. And then it brings up some settings. You can check audio and make sure your audio input is an actual mic. Keep going. I'll get there. Okay. Just say hi when you think you got the mic working. But I should be able to hear it through my headphones. But also on the left side of the screen, there's a like a sound thing. And if you look at my there's like a sound bar underneath each of our videos, our video streams, and you can see that mine is bouncing around green, which means that my mic is hot. So anyway, so hopefully soon we'll have Barry Carter joining us. Barry Carter, 2019. So born in the year 2019. He is 2 years old, and we'll see. Muted. Oh, do I need to turn you on? Maybe I thought I unmuted you. Oh, so you're on the stream. Maybe I need to do something special to unmute you. Looks like you're unmuted. Edit name, remove guest. Yeah, I think if you go to the settings at the bottom, if you press S and then check your audio, because I had this problem yesterday because I have like 7 different possible mics. I don't know why, and I wanted to make sure it was the mic that's actually in front of me. Oh, let's see what's going on with Facebook. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. My audio is showing one green bar for one setting. Let me crank up the gain. Okay. Let's see. We don't need that. Yeah. It worked. 26. It's getting the right thing. Should be working now. I still don't hear you. And I don't see anything bouncing on the volume bar corresponding to your voice. I wonder if is anybody even watching this on Facebook? No. I've been in 41 minutes and Facebook hasn't shown it to anybody. I'm going to see if my friend Charles will jump on. Anyway, all right. So it looks like my my wonderful, beautiful algorithm works. I wonder if there's some way we can turn this into a series of functions. It's a little crappy to be honest. Um, oh Barry, you're back. Let's try one more time. Testing, testing. Your browser may be blocking the mic from this site or something. That's also another thing that might be happening. I wonder if my friend Gabe is around. I'm gonna text my friend Gabe, see if he wants to jump on. Did I hear something? Did hard, but not working, but might be closer. So the Barry update. He's he is working on getting in here, but not there yet. All right. So this right now is a kind of this procedural code, but what I want is I want a function that takes this input and gives me the count. So let's make a function. We'll call it count count known numbers. It takes an input, which is a string, and it outputs a number. And we'll just return 0 for now. And we'll say console log so if I run this, it's going to give me 0. Great. All right. So what do we do inside this? We need to basically do these steps, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to input and const input array. We're going to split it, take the input, and we're going to split it based on line breaks. And then we're going to also filter out lines where we don't find, we're only going to include lines that don't include this. So let's filter by lines, and then we're going to, what's the next thing we're going to do? We're going to reduce it. Already knows what I want to do here. Yeah. Okay, so why doesn't it like this? Reduce AC string current words split. Returns a string that contains a concatenation of 2 or more strings. String is not assignable. Oh, we need to start with an array. So we've reduced it, and then we're going to reduce it again. Later. This time we're going to produce a number. Number. Current length. If it's not -1, we add 1 to the accumulator. Start with 0. Need that 0, but maybe we do. And then Oh man, sorry, Barry. It is good to know I can invite people in though. So maybe if you figure out how to get your audio fixed on Restream, because you can just start your own stream with Restream and figure it out, you know. And really, we don't need this input array. We just need to turn input, and we get rid of this line. So now this is a one function that does all this stuff. See if it works. It does. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Okay, so we can get rid of all this crap. Now we just have one. Oh, we got rid of word links though. Thanks. Attempt number 3 from Barry. Will he make it in this time?
This time at least shows that I have
Attempt
some.
number 3 from Barry.
Oh shit, that's echo.
Will he make?
Okay.
I think you're on.
Yeah, it shows that I'm speaking, and it shows that I am actually on. So hello everyone. Hello.
And I can hear you.
Awesome. Awesome. And I can see my little. I just, if anyone cares, I actually went to Firefox 9.1 or Firefox 91, and it apparently works here, but not in my older Firefox. I have like 10 different versions of Firefox installed, so don't ask why.
Well, welcome to the show. There's still a little bit of echo. Is there any way you can use headphones to listen?
I am using headphones. Let me turn off. Let me turn on echo. Oh, it is on. Great. Now that it's working, it's echoing. I don't hear any echo on my side, but that.
Maybe it's not echoing anymore.
Okay, good.
I know what's happening.
I turned off your Twitch stream. I know I have to do that. Your Twitch stream is muted.
Where's the sound coming? Why am I hearing myself?
Let me move my microphone further away from my face.
It's probably not that.
Does that help?
No. Let me see if I mute you for a second.
Yeah.
If I talk like this, yeah, there's no thing. So I am hearing you through your mic somehow. Oh wait, it's gone.
Oh good. Now you've turned me back on again, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, this is exciting. So Barry, where are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself as far as like, it sounds like you've been coding for a while. And you've
I have actually. I've been coding since 1982. If you count Commodore Basic 2.0, which I do.
Right.
I've pretty much grown up with computers. So I've done C, I've done Ruby, I've done Python, I've done JavaScript. I haven't done TypeScript per se, but it is JavaScript. I was in Advent. I did Advent of Code 2 years ago, not last year, but the year before that. And you know how different Discords have like the little challenge boards. I did pretty well on those. I never made it to the big 100 board, but I get the feeling I kind of know what I'm doing, somewhere between imposter syndrome and actually being an imposter.
You sound a lot like me. Like I've only just recently become a software engineer, and I started probably around 1982, 1980, something like that. My first computer was a Atari 800, and I programmed BASIC.
Okay. You went further back than I did. I know what the Atari 800 is. They had like a 400, 800, 1600.
Yeah.
And the Atari 2600 was not even a computer. It was a video game console, which I had.
Right.
But yeah. Wow. So you're back in like the CPM PET days, or was it this after PET?
I don't know. Its relationship to that. But yeah, it was. So the console was out for a couple of years, and then they came out with these computers, and they same thing, had cartridges. Just the early Atari game consoles.
Absolutely. And the ZIC-20 and the Commodore 64.
Yeah, and you'd save your programs on a cassette drive,
I remember that.
which was
And
so insane.
God help you if you ever put that cassette into a regular tape player. That was
Right.
insane squeaking and yelling and God knows what. Yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah. And so yeah, so over the years you know, I coded a little bit in college, but I was like an English major, and
Oh.
I did like after I graduated was when the internet really got going. So I
Mm-hmm.
started doing a little bit of web development, but at the time I didn't think it was that interesting. Like HTML by itself seemed very like
It isn't.
eh.
I mean,
So I didn't really pursue it. But over the
right.
years, I learned C. Um,
Mhm.
I've learned, of course, I learned PHP in
Yep,
the
I remember
early
doing that
early aughts when I was doing like WordPress sites and stuff.
when they
And
were the only game in town, pretty much for server side embedding.
yeah, yeah, that's when it really. I think that's when it really started to get interesting. At least,
Right.
I mean,
Dynamic
there were
web
other
pages.
things before that, but for like individuals who are trying to learn how to hack websites together, PHP really was
Yes,
really awesome
absolutely.
at the time.
Absolutely.
But
Dynamic pages. I mean, that's as opposed to static HTML.
right,
That was
right.
a big deal.
And also being able to talk to databases. Like I figured out how
Oh
to
yeah, MySQL.
yeah, exactly, get some MySQL databases going. And but yeah, so for years and years I worked in the theater. I was an improv teacher. And then a few
Wow.
years ago I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to try this. I went to a coding boot camp and
Mhm.
got my first actual development job. I was the oldest junior software engineer at. I was not only the oldest software engineer, I was the or oldest junior. I was the oldest software engineer period at my
Well, yeah,
company
cool.
as someone who barely had any experience.
That's got to be weird working for someone who's younger than you, quite a bit younger, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, but I mean the people in charge at my first job, they were very experienced people, and they were in their 30s or early 40s, so it wasn't too weird. I wasn't working for college students.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And a lot of the people, a lot of people who went to coding boot camp were not super young. I mean, they were younger than me, but they were a lot of people in their 30s, late 20s minimum, but a lot of people in their 30s who had already sort of gone through one career like me and had done it enough to be like, I don't want to keep doing this. I'd rather be I want
You
to
know,
try something else. And so a lot of career switchers, you know.
well, and computers became really big, so there was a big market for computer programmers at that time, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it still is. I mean, it's a great field to be in. It's
Oh
hard
yeah.
when you're older to get into it, but like like me, if you have experience coding over the years, then it's in your brain, right? It's not
Oh,
like
absolutely. Think like a
it's not
programmer.
hard. It's not super hard if you have experience. But I think if you're our age and you didn't do that over the years, it's really hard. But
Well, I majored in mathematics, so it was sort of an easier transition for me, I think.
yeah, it makes more
Um,
sense.
yeah, and this, unfortunately to me, this is applied mathematics, which all true mathematicians are supposed to hate because
Uh-huh.
mathematics is not meant to be applied; it is meant to be purely cerebral. But computer programming is actually a pretty good compromise between
Yeah,
cerebral and actually getting stuff.
yeah, yeah. There's another site that I think would be appealing, especially to mathematicians.
Don't say Project Euler.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
worked through
I
some of
know
those
that.
problems
Oh,
as
you know,
well.
the first few ones are actually pretty easy, but the ones they keep putting up every week, those are freaking hard.
I think it's a great sort of application though of like showing how
Oh
how a,
yeah.
how a computer can help you solve a problem that would be hard. In theory you could do with pen and paper a lot of those, but it
Well, you could do
allows you to work. What's that?
I would say you could probably do like easier versions of those problems using pen and paper.
Right,
You just
right.
sort of scale out to, you got 100 digits. That's going to take forever on paper, but it's not a big deal for computers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you want to see
Script.
this? This is my solution for the first half of the.
Oh, you've done it. You solved it.
I solved the first half. Yeah, I mean, I solved it with the help of. Have you heard of GitHub Copilot?
I tried to get on. I was actually approved for that. They actually sent me an email link and everything. I could never get it working though.
Oh
But yes, I'm
no!
familiar with it, and I really want to see if it's any. Because I wanted to be one of the first beta testers to see if it's any good. Because it sounds amazing. It sounds like autocomplete on acid. But does it work well?
Somewhat. I mean, well, this is an example. Like this is it didn't spit this out for me by any means. This is the
Mm-hmm.
sort of solution for the first half, but it would do things like oh gosh, let's see here. If I just write a comment that says take test input and even ask me count the number of words that are, now it knows what the problem is. But take the test input and split into lines, okay? And then it will, well, let's see.
I just realized I should have not. I should be full screening you on the thing we're talking on, not on Twitch, right? Because that doesn't. That's
What's
not
that?
going to work. Oh, I
Oh,
was actually watching your stream on Twitch, and I realized there's a delay, which there always is, but there isn't a delay on the restream that I'm on, so that's pretty
exactly.
cool.
So it's probably easier to follow there. But let's see, results. I'm just going to change it to that. Okay. So you give it a comment like this, and then it will just spit out what you want. Sometimes it'll spit out large functions. Now, whether that's useful or not varies. Sometimes it gives you exactly what you want, and it's a little scary. And then oftentimes it'll sort of, create something that's like, where did this come from? An example, let's start a new file, actually, because I think this is really interesting all by itself. Tick, tack, go, yes. Okay, so we have this new file, and we want to say, make a tic-tac-toe game.
Whoa! So it knows game, but now what does it do?
Let's see. So it didn't do anything. So let's give it a little help. Class tic-tac-toe game. What would be the normal?
Array of 9 elements, or a 3x3 array for the board.
Right. So with there we go.
Wow.
We go. So it's not working yet, but it starts to give you, like, here's the board.
That's awesome.
Current player. Board. And so check winner. So check winner is a function. So
is it going to write it for you? Oh, that would be freaking amazing. No, I mean, actually figure out the patterns that indicate a win.
Right. So let's fill some of this in. So public board, and that's going to equal an array of strings, it looks like. Oh, that's weird how it did that. Oh, it's an array of strings. So
it's a two-dimensional array, row column.
That's how you would do that. Oops.
Okay. Oh, does TypeScript requires you to? Yeah, I guess JavaScript does too. It requires you to declare multi-dimensional arrays. You can't just assign them without declaration first.
Correct. Yeah. This player, so public player, is a string.
Yeah.
Winner would be a string as well.
Mm-hmm.
And game over would be a Boolean.
Oh, but it wants me to get a string. Aha. Even though it itself set it to false, which is not a string value. I mean, it can be, but it's not.
Yeah, so cool. What else would it need to know? It would need to know, so game over.
Well, you'd need like a move, you need like a place X or place O, place letter method,
Right.
which would need to check is square occupied. Nice.
So this is a so you can define your types even more specifically to be like the player can
That's
only be X or O, the winner can only be XO or empty string.
for ties, yeah. So that's like an enum in MySQL. It's basically a finite number of values.
Yeah, and TypeScript actually introduces like these actual enums into JavaScript, which is awesome because that was one of the things that seems really obvious should be in there. All right, so check.
Yeah.
So check winner. This should be return.
No, XO or null.
X.
But actually, could it also return game in progress, meaning no, I guess that would be null. That would be null.
Right, up here we have, well, let's change this to null because I like that better. So let's do null here.
Oh, I meant the empty string. That's fine.
Oh, well, we can show how versatile this is to do it like that. Okay, so we're returning this, and let's see if it gives us a suggested solution. It's not giving us it's thinking.
Type if space. Oh, it is thinking. Or we can type an if space and see what it tries to fill in if space with.
You would think it would be able to give me a tic-tac-toe thing. It's interesting that it's taking so long. Usually it spits something out.
Right? I mean, one way to do it would be to enumerate all the patterns that could be winners. That seems ugly. There should be another way to do it that doesn't require enumeration, but I could be wrong. I mean, there aren't that many patterns, right? There are 8 winning patterns, I think. 3 horizontal, 3 vertical, and 2 cross, 2 diagonal.
So
you got to be careful here because if you're going to go 2-dimensional array here, you have to allow the other elements to be anything else, right? So XXX in the top row would be a win, but then the other elements of that array could be anything.
Right.
So I don't know if that's how you want to do that. It might just be easier to check. I hate checking cases.
Well, we could do it that way. We could say check rows.
True. And then check columns.
Now it has some suggestions.
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
So now we're going to say if the columns in this row are all equal to each other, then we return that value as the winner.
All right, so this board,
I is your array, and then 0 equal. Can you do triple equals twice, or do you have to nest it? Can you say A equal B equal C, and it'll tell you whether all 3 are equal?
I don't think it will. So we'd have to be like.
And we do an and statement then.
Yeah, it's going to get messy.
Yeah.
But this might be the kind of thing that this excels at.
The sort of messy cut and paste code that you always need. The kind you hate writing, but it'll take too long to figure out the right way to do it.
Right. Yeah, it is often really good at stuff like that. So let's say 0 equals this board.
I think you mean I2? Oh, I'm sorry, you're doing a totally separate condition. Never mind. Right. So
that should mean they're all 3 equal, though.
Right, and then you would just return this board I0, because that is the winner.
Which is what.
Wow!
It agrees. It agrees with you.
Wow! This is awesome. That is good. And so you've got all the row checks already.
String is not assignable to X, O, or Y. Okay.
Oh, do you have to... Oh, right, because you're using a string. I guess you could change the. Can you change the board to be a two-dimensional array of only X's and O's and blanks? Mr. TypeScript can do anything?
Oh yeah. So let's create a type. Let's create a type at the top here, which says type
Valid letters.
square, and it can equal.
Nice. Damn.
And then this is it. So the board. Let's make this a board is a square. Oh wait, let's make this.
No.
The convention is to make it capitalized. So you say square. My typing is terrible.
3.
And then, so this up here is, it wants it to be, go back to a blank.
Yeah. That would be nice for printing anyway. Okay, or space would be nice for printing, but I don't think it matters.
So, let's change all of these to with a space. I like that idea. Okay. And then...
So, TypeScript understands when you're saying this board equals array, and you're using a space, that you're not declaring a board. Those aren't strings, but those are actually type square. Because you declared it as type square.
Right.
So you couldn't put a string in there other than X or O, or it would choke.
Say that again?
Oh, you couldn't put, like, in one of those spaces, put in, like, Y or something, because, it's
knows
not
right away that doesn't fit.
It's bad, actually. I mean, again, I'm very loose with programming. I like Perl, for example. So this is kind of nice, actually, to have types that are very specific. Enum types. And that covers all the rows, and now we just go through the columns.
And it knows what to do next.
Damn.
Once you've set a pattern in motion...
I mean, does this, like, from what I've heard, it actually uses all the code started on GitHub, so it, in some sense, understands what tic-tac-toe is, because other people have written tic-tac-toe games.
Exactly.
Let's see if we can figure out how to finish this pattern based on your earlier pattern.
Yeah, it's actually... Oh, it's not happy. What's going on with GitHub Copilot? I wonder why Copilot is encountering temporary issues. Oh, that's sad. So...
it's server-based, right? So, I mean, it's talking to GitHub all the time.
Yeah, I've never had it be so not working like that. Or just stopped working.
I mean, you are streaming and you are doing this this Stream.io thing, so maybe that's sucking up some bandwidth?
Maybe. Well, let's just keep it on one line for now. This board... I've got this other thing called Tab 9, which also makes suggestions. And Tab 9 is kind of nice. It only really makes inline, like, small suggestions. It, like, suggests the next word. Oh, Copilot's working again.
Yeah, and it's giving us not what we want. Close, but it's flipped.
Right. Okay.
No. Actually, that's right. Never mind. That's right. You're wrong.
I was wrong. It was right.
Yeah. Damn. That's bad. I, for one, welcome our new computer overlords.
Look at that. Wants to check diagonals now.
Man.
We'll just go with it. I'm just hitting tab.
You could do an or there too, by the way. Oh, can you do triple equal like that? Oh no, that's a double condition. And then you could do the whole thing or for the other direction diagonal. Or you could do a separate statement.
Yeah. So it's going 0, 0, 1, 1, 1.
Oh right. Never mind.
This is only one diagonal, right?
Right. Yeah. But I was gonna say you could include the second diagonal, but don't, because you still need to return what's on which letters on the diagonal. So I think you need a separate condition for the diagonal going northeast, southwest.
And Copilot just filled that in for us.
Let's see, O2, yep. That's it.
And then return null.
Correct.
But null is not really right. We want to return an empty space. Okay. So check winner, we think works. And now
Right.
we need something to like
Well, you need to
take
check winner every time.
turns.
Okay, yeah, and take turn within itself is going to have to. You're going to have take turn, take row, column, and letter, right? Or
Yeah, row, column. Well, it knows which player is the current player.
Oh, right.
So if current player is X, oh wait, why would it flip this? So let's comment this out for a second. So if it's an empty square,
Nice, beautiful check. I was going to say that myself.
This okay, yeah.
That's just
So
a check to make sure that
it fills it in the board to the current player, and then flips the player, and then then it checks the winner. So why doesn't it like this? Oh, winner needs to be a
space.
square.
17. Mine's 17. Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Never mind. Yes.
It needs to be of type square.
Correct.
And now it likes that.
When you initialize it, you need to also make it that way. Because way at the top you have it at null. Line 17, I believe.
Oh, right. So we should make it empty space.
Yeah.
So now, game over. This game over if that.
Yes. Although you could also do that in check winner, but I think maybe this is cleaner actually.
So then if we created this game, let's see. So we create an instance const game equals new tic-tac-toe game.
Yeah. But that's actually not too
spooky. The game take turn. Oops. Take turn 0-0.
Oh wait, which is set to the initial player?
What's that?
Who's the
initial player is X.
Okay.
Then we can say console log game.
Also, take turn should not be allowed to be called if you already have a winner.
Ah, that's a good thing. So let's say if
you can put an and there. If this row column equals space and.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you can't actually because. What's the condition if he's trying to put right over an existing letter? That would be like a.
Hold on, I have to block somebody. They're on YouTube. Block user on YouTube. I had somebody.
That's right. Yeah, say bad
posting
stuff.
Something about strips without clothing. Yeah. Anyway, they're blocked. So tic-tac-toe game. Anyway, we need a check up here. I mean, normally what I would do with something like this is I would check before we begin. So this winner, if it does not equal that, return. Yeah, I'd put a guard in like this. This is something I used to not do.
You need to do something if the condition in line 52 is not met, which is probably throw an error saying you can't write over another player's. That space is occupied.
Say that again.
Oh, line 52 says if the space is empty, you do all this cool stuff. What if someone's trying to put a letter on top of an existing letter?
Nothing happens. It just returns at the end.
Right. Should it throw an error or no?
We could say else throw new error space already occupied.
Yeah.
Space is already taken. It also suggests
if you wanted to be super, super clever, you could even check to see if the space was already owned by them or by the other player and say, you've already marked this or other players already marked this. Again, I'm going too deep into this, so don't actually do that. Oh, there you go.
It tells you who took it at least.
Yeah. And now you can just put a question mark there, couldn't you? Question player equal, yeah. Yeah. No, that's not then equal, nah, never mind.
So we'll see if it throws an error because we're taking turn at the same spot. So
Correct.
let's.
The game is won after line 67, right?
Yes. So if we call, we're going to call tick tack toe.
So actually, in line 50, you should be throwing an error, right? If someone tries to take a turn after there's a winner, you don't just want to return. You want to say, "This game's over. You can't. You've lost or won."
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, line 50. Instead of returning, you want to throw an exception, right?
Okay.
If someone's already won, you can't take turn. Game there. Wow, that put that in for you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really good for little stuff like that. There we go. Throws an error.
Yeah,
Space already taken.
We probably need to catch the error, but yeah, other than that, great.
So let's see what happens without an error. This should not throw an error, I don't think. Check winner.
And it gives you an X.
So let's see.
Okay, now we're going to move on to chess.
That might be a little bit more complicated. Put this hat after each line. Oops.
Mm-hmm. I mean, doesn't... Okay, yeah. Take turn actually does call is winner, but... has winner. But the has winner doesn't actually print out anything, so yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
What if we probably want something to display the board?
Right.
It's a log board. Let's see what.
And that should be trivial. We just need to print columns and rows separated by new lines because we've set it up so that our blank is a space that prints beautiful. Oh wow,
that's a possibility.
That might actually work because an array would be a two-dimensional array would maybe be printed correctly there. And that's kind of cheating because you really want to format it, but it might be that the formatting is actually good enough.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like. No, doesn't look very good.
Not quite.
So let's take care of it. So, we'll do something else here. Open GitHub Pilots. So this
isn't that already open?
Satisfied with what it does. It shows you other possibilities.
Oh.
So we could do 3 logs for each row.
Right.
This is logging map board join. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, you could do it. So a double join with a null character and a new line. So join the columns with nothing because they're already what we need, and then join the rows with a new line.
Yeah, let's create our own solution that's kind of. Oh wait, it does that. Oh right, yeah. Let's accept the solution and then play with it.
Okay.
So let's see what this looks like. That looks pretty good.
Damn.
So what if we join it with?
I want a third line. I want X pipe, 0 pipe, X pipe.
0 pipe.
There's no pipe after the third part of the board. So it looks kind of weird. Oh, you know what? Maybe putting in the horizontal lines will fix it.
Right. So if we do, we need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that did not work. We need a new line before it.
Yes.
Oh, that doesn't quite work.
I think you only need one new line.
You only need one new line?
Yeah, because otherwise you're getting 2 new lines in a row every time you do it. It's not done the right way, but you only need one of them, and because you're getting extra spaces there.
No, I think you do need the new line.
But then you're going to get extra. No, maybe you're right.
Do a space. Before and after.
Nice.
There we go.
What
is it? Is it console clear? Console clear.
It's a new one on me. I've always used like a GUI that just you hit the garbage icon and it goes away.
Let's see if that works. Yeah, it does. Okay. So if we do the console clear, if there would be... So instead of this winner thing, I want to see the board develop, right?
Right. So log board between every 2 lines. Because you're using console clear, it'll actually get some animation going, but it might be too fast.
Yeah, this first iteration will be too fast. But so we also need a...
Do we have a sleep? JavaScript doesn't sleep, right? But it can do a wait. It can do a wait.
Let's see. Let's sleep for a moment. See what happens. Why that?
Set timeout, but I don't think set timeout does what you think it does.
No, it doesn't.
It runs something else in the future.
Right, but it could. We could put game log board in that, though.
Okay, but then the problem is you're going to have game take turn because it's asynchronous, right? So,
right,
so by the time you log the board, the game will already be done.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, you could have a hideously nested set timeouts for everyone being one one later than the other.
Oh, I know. Okay. So let's say let's create an array of turns. Const turns.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. So you can just do a for loop now.
It even knows what turns to make. It's going to make the same turns.
Wow.
I mean, it's just guessing what. Okay, so that's good. It gets to a winner. Okay. And then let's get rid of all of this. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have turns for each.
Mm-hmm.
Turn. Take turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Log board. Run it this way, it'll be fast, but let's see what it actually does. Let's see if it actually does what we want it to do.
Yeah. Well, it gets to the end. It's probably so fast we don't see it at all. So for each turn, here we go. So set timeout.
Oh, nice.
1,000. Wait, I think we can get index as well. So let's do.
Oh, right. So it'll take that 2-dimensional array, the array of 2 elements, and turn it into... Yeah, I think you can do that, right? You can change elements of an array to arguments to a function.
So now it should do this, but it'll put a second. Each one will be one further second out in the future.
Really?
I think so.
they're all going to hit at 1 second though.
Oh.
Because your set timeout, but that doesn't stop the execution of the for loop. So you could do 1,000 times how many times you've been in the loop. That seems sort of pointless, though.
I want it to be on it. Let's get rid of this. Index 0, 1 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
So why isn't it each set timeout?
Oh, you did, and it didn't do it? Didn't work?
No.
Wait a minute, though. Your index is... Wait a minute. Index just measures which... Oh, it's like a regular integer for loop.
Yeah, it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
For each turn.
So each turn should be 1 second later.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna... Let's go to... How to... sleep for 1 second.
It's going to tell you about async and await, I think.
Sure, yeah.
That's... I've had the same problem, too. The real thing that bugs me, I'm just going to rant on your stream here a little bit, is languages probably should have been asynchronous day one. The concept of, having to wait for it, not being able to go parallel, is actually a silly concept. Really, languages should be asynchronous. But the problem is every single one has been procedural until now, so asynchronous gives us problems because we don't think that way.
Let's try this. We have a function called sleep. Sleep.
Yeah, you wait for the promise to resolve.
So if we do, instead of this, we say sleep 1,000. Then
actually, I think you're going to need. I still think this is going to actually shoot them all out after 1 second because you're not stopping the for loop. Right, I mean, you basically get 6 promises out of this, and they'll all resolve in 1 second. So you could do sleep 1,000 times index, and those should resolve at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds.
Right, so the for each is executing really quickly. That's the issue.
Right.
It's not waiting.
You can't stop it, yeah.
But if I do a for loop. Now I'm gonna turned off Copilot for a sec. There we go. Sleep that doesn't work.
I didn't follow you.
The idea.
So better do that before I forget. Okay, back. Okay, let's see. Does that work?
No, probably not. Since this returns a promise, Sure, let's
Right.
move this up. This needs to be a async function. This needs to
You know,
await.
some JavaScript programs are crying now because you're basically stopping the JavaScript machine for no good reason.
Yeah. This makes me sad.
Yeah.
I wish there was a I'm sure there's like a sleep package. Let's look at that. Or
Well,
like a
the issue here is if someone were really playing a game, they wouldn't hit their turns all at once.
right.
And we can't really simulate that. We could, but I mean, if that's the thing we're not simulating, is that really you'd be doing this playing, and then whenever a new character came in, you would, what you could do is take the standard input and do it that way. Instead of typing out all your turns ahead of time, just have it prompt you, and then do one turn at a time.
Wait, there is something called for await. For await.
Which is a synchronous for loop.
So this is we need to do it differently. We need to be const turn of turns. Await. Await loops are only allowed at the top level of file when a file is a module, but this file has no imports or exports. Inserting, adding an empty export to make this file. Okay. Export.
Oh no, don't. You're going to turn this into a module just so you can get some sleep?
Yes.
Terrible. Terrible. Awful. Everyone in the chat, please boo.
Oh, are the people actually booing?
No, I don't know.
If there were people here. I think it's just you and me, Barry.
All right. All you invisible people, boo this horrible... I don't even like JavaScript as a language, but torturing the language is somehow... I just don't like seeing it.
Oh, man. All right, so let's...
Wait, hang on a second. Isn't there... there are test packages that will run code and actually put in input like Selenium or something like that. Because the real way you should be doing this is not by putting all these moves hard-coded, but have a testing program run it as though they were a user.
Right.
So,
right. I mean, another way to think of this too is like I recently did a quick little quick and dirty version of this in Angular. And really what we need, like this class is fine, but we need a UI to
right.
run the,
Exactly.
and the UI of the terminal is kind of, not great.
Well, I mean, you could use input, which is forced, will force the program to sync.
Oh, wait. Dang it, what did I just do? What was it suggesting? Await, sleep? No, that's not going to work. I know I've used this before, but I think it may have to be used within a class or something. Oh, wait, I wonder if you could put it... could maybe put it within this class.
You're already in the rabbit hole. I think we should be looking for sunlight.
I think maybe not worrying about this this animation. What we could do instead is we create a new... Of course, that's a whole thing. But there's a way we could just get input through JavaScript, right? Through the terminal. We could be
that's
in
what
this game. Like create a loop, basically. A game loop.
You yourself could either type it in or you could use another program to spit in inputs at like 1 per second or something.
Right.
I mean, you should really do the one where you type it in because it'd be kind of cool to see the board changing as you type in like 1, and that one gets lit up. Although you'll have to... No, that's fine. Yeah, because there'll be X and then there'll be Y. O.
Okay. Game logboard parse int prompt dot.
Nice. It does the parse int for you, which is insanely good. Because I mean, I know what you're entering is a string, but I mean the fact that it knows that you need to parse the int to get it is just insanely good.
Prompt is not defined. Okay, so this is something I haven't done in a long time. Is
include a package.
Getting input from terminal.
By the way, you are in the Central Standard Time Zone. In case you didn't know that.
What's that?
I just saw your time was 11:28, and I said you're in the Central Standard Time Zone.
I am, yes. Prompt method. Oh, prompt is that's supposed to be from
browsers.
Yeah, browsers.
I mean, can you do like a read line or something? I mean, that's from standard input, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're looking at right now.
So process standard in, process standard out. Require read line.
Do you need to do that though? I mean, you could just say process dot stood in and stood out, right? You don't need to give aliases. I think this is harder than it needs to be because I've done stuff like this, and it should be really easy. I think just read line by itself will read either the file that's given as an argument, or it'll read the standard input if there's no file given as an argument.
So if we did, I'm gonna need to turn off just for a second. So if we do process standard in, we save that in a variable.
Well, yeah, and then you can just print out the thing that
Get rid of this, and we'll just come on.
I mean, we could make them send it in like row comma column format instead of using two different prompts, but that's fine. I mean, for now, that's fine.
Oh, it's just it's not waiting.
Yeah. No, not only that, it's actually spitting out what process stood in is. Okay, great. Now you're gonna make me actually look at something I've done, which I don't want to.
Read?
Yes, correct. The stood in is actually a file descriptor. Is there a read line? Because read might be just one character. Oh yeah. You need otherwise it's going to try to read one character, and if there's nothing there, it'll just keep going. You need this to basically be there's a name for this, blocking read.
Well, let's Google that. Node process standard in.
I can't quite see, by the way, your letters are a little bit too small for me. It's fine, but I mean, just so you know. Okay, that's better. I know I've done, this is not the point we should be getting stuck on.
Yeah, this is why. Let's see. Feed. I'm getting a lot of stuff we don't need.
I'm going to try Googling myself here. Not Googling myself, but Googling comma myself or something.
Node process.
Oh, you know what? what I found is actually the same thing you found, which is that whole read line create interface, I guess. And I might be thinking of server client side JavaScript, which is different.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, maybe you need to go through that whole.
Accept input from the command line.
Yeah, this is what you had before, and I said don't do it because it's too hard. So listening to me is really a big mistake.
Well, let's see what this looks like. It's not waiting though.
That's what you need to do is look for the word blocking. That's what we call it. Blocking is when a stream stops until something happens.
Right.
Let's see. Let me try that too.
Read line sync.
There it is. Oh, that's right. That's like file read sync, right? When you actually force JavaScript to stop until the line is read.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen those functions, the sync functions, which again are an abuse of JavaScript, but still.
I can't stop this now. I have to kill this terminal. Okay. While true. Question. Bro.
Don't forget to parse the int. Oh, you have to parse it. Row will come in as a string, but this is fine for now.
Yeah. Just want to make sure it works and it doesn't
Right.
loop forever. Loop crazily. Ooh, one error. Tic-tac-toe TypeScript not found. File. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder.
Oh, right, because you brought up a new console.
Yeah, it's still.
But it's still asking what's your name, right? Which
Yeah,
it
it's
should
doing
be.
it.
But where is what's your name in your
Oh,
code?
I haven't saved this. That's the
I
problem.
was going to say you might need to sync it or save it to disk or something. Yeah.
Module not found.
Oh, you need to import readline? Oh, yeah, you did require it there, right? Readline. You might need to also just get readline itself. Require just readline by itself.
Require. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Oh, you're requiring readline hyphen sync, but there's another package called just readline, and I think you have to require that as well.
Oh, like I have to. I need to install this first. What am I using? I'm using npm or yarn. I'm using npm.
npm install readlines. Readline sync should actually install readline by itself, so that might be it.
Line sync. Yeah. Yeah, it's a package.
There we go.
So if I say npm install readline sync. Now let's try and run it.
Oh wow, it didn't automatically install readline. Maybe it comes.
Aha!
There we go.
Row 1. Oh, but it's not row, and then we need to column.
But it didn't print out the row like it should have, right?
Well, because it logged the board over. Let's get rid of the board log.
Ah.
So 1.
Nice.
All right, so it kind of works.
Right, and of course 7 and 9
It's
should
just
be
spelling row again. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So let's actually write this for real. So we want to log the board, and then we want to say which player is
right. It'll tell you which player it is because we decide.
Player. It is player. Let's use backticks for this.
Yeah, I was going to say string interpolation. I love it. So much better than string plus plus.
Is player game.
Player.
Row. It should be 0. It's starting to get a little echo again.
I haven't changed anything on this end.
It's not too bad.
If you want, you can try muting and unmuting me if that does something. I have no idea.
Okay. We need to check to make sure the column is.
The row and column are both valid.
Yes.
You also need to do a parse int if you're going to send them to take turn.
Right. We can do that right now.
Right. And then all you have to do is check to see whether the int is between 0 and 2. I wonder what parse int does with really insane looking input.
No. I think it just it either returns like an empty, like undefined maybe, or null.
Oh yeah, return null or 0.
Oh, I can hover above it.
It should tell me.
No, it doesn't tell you what it does if it doesn't like the string.
Interesting.
Maybe it just shows an exception or something.
So if row equals number.
Well, aren't you guaranteeing that by using
yeah, we're guaranteed.
it.
Row less than is greater than 0. And
oh, you're doing the good condition?
yeah. So if it's there, you can take turn.
Right. Okay. I would have done it the other way and just thrown an error, so you'd be outside of any if loop when you took the turn. But this is fine.
Well, it'll do it, and then it will relog the board and say it's your turn again.
Right.
So
I just meant in line 80, I would have done the test backwards and just thrown an error and booted you out of the game if you tried to put in. Oh, you know what? Actually,
right.
The better behavior there would be to say row n is not valid. Try again, and just keep forcing them to do it until they enter something between 0 and 2. But don't worry about that.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing with let's take out the clear from the log.
Right, so we can see the board. Yeah, so we can see the board evolve.
And then we could put an else. Valid input.
Right, but then what are we going to do?
Then it just
we have to sort of go back. Right, but it changes the player. Oh, you're right. It doesn't change the player.
It doesn't.
It'll log the board again, which is fine. Yeah, let's try that actually. Okay,
right.
player X. Let's go.
You want to be
the
X?
First one should be X. I want to be X. Okay, sure. Why not? I'm gonna play. I'm very competitive though. 1-1. Give me the center square.
One. Okay. O's turn. I'm gonna do.
Paul Lind.
I know.
Oh, you know who the Paul Lind is? Awesome. Most people don't. Okay, I'm gonna go 2-2.
2. Oops. 2.
I'm pretty sure the second player can, at best, force a tie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the.
Okay.
I think he won.
I think I have to. Or have I? No, I think this you could force a tie here. All right, I'll take 0-2. Now you have no choice. I mean, unless you want to lose.
Yeah, so 2-0.
Okay. I have to choose 1-0. There's no way you can win now, by the way. You know what? Actually, it'd be interesting if the program would tell you. No, I guess it wouldn't be right. Because there's no way O can win at this point. But X still could. And I obviously have. Again, this would be a thing for the program to do is, you only have one choice now. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go 7-5 just to see what it does.
Validate.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to try 1-1 just to see if our code for testing writing over is. Oh, yeah, that kind of broke. So maybe we should be less fatal about that and just say, you can't use that space, try again, instead of, screw you, we're going to break the whole game.
Well, we can catch it here. Do
right.
A try catch there. Try.
True, yeah.
Catch. Probably wants me to do the air.
Error.
Even though we're not going to use it.
Correct. There's only one error we're going to catch, so.
Oh, we can say that.
Oh, right. The error that it gives us. Wait a minute. Now, if you catch that error, it'll just go back to the beginning of the loop, right? Okay. I'm going to go 0-0, and then you should go 0-0 just to mess with it.
This is already taken by. Well, it gives the right error.
Nice. Okay.
What's the other error? Oh, game is over. So it should give us an error when game is over.
Correct, unless we break out of the whole program at that point. Which we don't, I don't think we do. Okay.
I'm going to win this.
There's actually another. You know what? Do we check for the condition that the game is over because we're out of spaces and it's a tie? I don't think we do.
It ended. Why did it end? That's weird.
Oh, because
row 2
0. That means X would have won, but it doesn't display the board after the winner, which it really should.
Okay, so yeah, why did it end?
We
Oh, because
don't
game
have-
over.
Game over, yeah. That's what I meant. So basically, the thing that does game over. Okay, yeah, or this. Basically, print the game at the very end. Oh, right, that too. And then also game log board above it.
What's that?
We want to see game log board, because we want to see what the board looks like.
And we should check, actually. Oh, wait. It'll only say game over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If someone wins, we need to have a game over condition for all 9 boxes are filled up.
Right.
Which you could do with the for loop for, if every one of them is not a space, then game's over also.
Check winner. Space. Where do we use check winner?
Yeah, we can put it as part of. We can put it as part of check winner because check winner is allowed to return space.
So
We just need the condition in check winner for I equals 0 to 2, for j equals 0 to 2. Basically, you just set a flag at the beginning that says, is full board equals false, and then we set it to true. If at the very end, if it no, we set it to true, we can mark it false if any of the things are not filled in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What I
So
just
what-
said.
what I was thinking is putting down here, which is check
Right.
if all
Right.
squares are x or
Right.
o,
Right. Well,
and return null.
I think we're using space actually, not null.
Well, space implies that the game can continue. Null would mean, I mean, it's kind of.
We actually need a different one then for that, right? There's a difference between saying, now wait a minute, check winner only returns X or O right now, right?
What's that?
What does check winner return right now?
Check.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, in line 52, if no one's one, it returns space. So we
Right.
need to distinguish everything's full from game is still in progress.
Right, and null would be falsy. So check winner, whereas a single space would be true.
Right.
So-
Is white space true?
A single white space is true. Yeah.
Okay.
So if game check winner equals null, tie game. Oh my god.
Else, player so and so wins.
That's crazy. That's one of those things of intuition. Like we do this thing to have it return null, and then Copilot understands, oh, in that case it's a tie game, and suggests this.
Wow.
That's really weird. Okay. Let's see if we can create a tie game here. Let's see. O1. O2.
Checkerboard pattern 1-0. You could try 0 something, but it should give you an error. 1-1. Actually, this might not do what we want, but anyway.
Now we need to put the X.
Now you can do 2-2, right? Sorry, 2-1, right? That'll mean X doesn't win. And then
Oh,
you
X
have
is going to win either way with this one.
oh shit. Well,
2-0. 2-2. There, X wins. So we get the win condition.
yeah, and it shows the board and it says player X wins, which is nice.
So let's do 1-1. 0-0.
Got to be 1-0. Well, it doesn't have to be because the X player isn't necessarily intelligent, but
0-1.
hmm?
X. Oh, this is not going to be a tie.
No, it can be.
Maybe.
No, you're right. X has to win.
X has to win or O has to win.
Oh, right. Because if X doesn't do the block there,
Okay, I'm going to cheat here. Example of tie game.
yeah.
Tic-tac-toe. This is so dumb.
I do like how I've distracted you from advent of code down to tic-tac-toe.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to put this over here. We're going to put this over here. Okay, so let's, let's grab out of it. Start a new game. There should be something where I can just start a new game also. Some input per row or column.
Oh, right. After it says, oh, you mean clear the board. I thought you meant after you've won or lost, it'll loop again. Whoa.
I hate those pop-ups.
Yeah,
that show up just after a certain amount of time. Okay, so row 0, column 1.
Okay, and then this would be 0, 0. And this would be 1, 1. And this would be 0, 2. And this would be 1, 2. Mm-hmm.
And 1, 0.
0.
And 2, 0.
Mm-hmm. 2, 1.
2, 1.
And then 2, 2. Oh! It does not know the game is over.
Oh, because it's still in the wild.
Well, not only that, but I think you wrote your condition as if all 9 are X's or all 9 are O's. That's not what you meant, though. Go into your code that looks to see if the game is over from that, and I think what you did... Yeah, see, in line 47 and 48, you're saying that if every square is X or every square is O, we're done. That's not what you meant, though. Yeah, that would work, too. Yeah.
You also do, like, if this board, if none, what's the, if they don't equal a space.
Wait, do you mean to say board 0 or just board? Because you're looking at the whole 9 elements, right? Board 0 just looks at the first 3.
Oh, that's just the row.
Correct.
Right. This is where Copilot gets you in trouble.
I mean,
I really need to check.
But I don't know if you can loop through the elements of a 2-dimensional array all at once. You should be able to, right? Oh, ouch, this is terrible. I mean, you might as well just write a double for loop here. Oh, ouch, ouch. But can we do that with a 2-dimensional array, go through sort of a deep search into every array element?
I mean, we could do this with reduce. Certainly.
True. Reduce, let's see. You could reduce.
With...
I mean, reduce is like map, but oh, you're right. You do an OR function across them, or an AND square not equals space. Okay, this is.
I know what's going on. This is what's going on. Why it doesn't like it. There.
You need left parentheses too now.
A left parentheses.
Line 48. There's no left parenthesis now. So. Oh, never mind. You're fine. Never mind. I thought you were putting parentheses between the ands, but you were just closing off the parentheses from the...
For the every, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't pretty, but...
It isn't, and I sort of get the feeling at this point we would want to refactor this code, because we've made a lot... Sure. It's kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's getting ugly.
And we're checking all the special cases that I don't think we need to check. Among other things, we could also just do a count of the number of moves, and if the count happens to be 9, we know that regardless,
true,
and no one's won, the game is over.
That would be a little more elegant, maybe.
Yeah, that would be a little bit nicer there.
We need to keep track of the number of moves. So it'd
correct.
Be like public. Num moves
into 0 or just 0.
And so take
Then,
turn.
yeah. So with all of our conditions where, yes, there. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Yes, that makes sure it's a valid move, right? Every time you're in line 65, um, actually, so
Yeah,
this
because
actually estimates the number of moves even after you've done a check winner, but that probably is harmless. Yeah, that's harmless. That just means if someone's won, you're counting which move would be next if someone hadn't won.
so you're thinking this needs to be higher up, maybe? I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, but this game, but it doesn't really matter because if someone's won the game already and you increment the number of moves, that doesn't hurt anything because you're not going to use it anymore. It just means if it's a 9...
check winner would still come back as the
right,
winner.
right. It just means that a tier you could have num moves be equal to 10 at some point, which is not problem. Which is, yeah, not a problem.
All right, let's see if this works. Oh, 1. Oh, 1. 1. Oh, 2. 1, 2. 1, 0. Oops. 0. 2. 0. 2. 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it didn't work, huh? It says still.
Oh, I'm still in the loop. That's why. While game is not over, and game winner is that. Actually, we just need to be.
Yeah, you just
game
need to
winner.
change. Game over needs to be changed to be something. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or
oh, nice, right? Because if it's no, that's not equal to space, so it still will drop out.
do it there.
Right, or just say yes. It's over if you've hit the 9th move. This is interesting-ish, but do you want to get back to the... Well, a couple of questions. Number one, how much longer do you plan on doing this? Because
I'm probably gonna take a break at it a little bit, and probably this is like a really good first experiment, I think, in trying this.
I'm very happy with.
I'm very glad that you hopped on. This was.
I've been trying to do something like this. Like about 2 years ago, I was getting aggressively trying to do it because I streamed myself and basically asked people to come on and join me, but it didn't really go well. I had difficulty finding a pair programmer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it would be hard. I've had a lot of fun with, like, I've had a few friends who sort of, know my sort of journey of, like, having a totally different career and then going to coding boot camp and stuff. And so a lot of people have approached me over the last few years and wanted to learn to code. And sometimes I've jumped on like a Zoom like this and worked with them. But I think it would be really interesting to stream it as well. But then also like working with somebody like you who has a lot of, you have a lot of experience and you have a lot of good ideas and I think you have a good instinct of how to go, that kind of give and take of what it means to pair program, Some people are not very good at it.
It's too one-sided?
Well, sometimes people get bossy, or sometimes people... one of my pet peeves is when I want to try something and whoever is navigating or the other person is like, they really don't want to try that. It's like,
Oh,
just let me try it. It'll break, and then we'll learn from it and move on. You know what I mean? Or
I've
maybe
kind
it'll
of done
work.
it. I just say things like, JavaScript is crying, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think another thing is important thing is being able to switch back and forth. So one thing about,
Yeah.
do you have VS Code?
I do actually, and I know how to do the sharing on it.
Yeah, so that would be like the next level of like actually sharing the code, and so
Right,
it's me sitting back and navigating and letting you drive for a while to try things.
right, right.
You know.
I mean, I've also used Replit, but VS Code, yeah, it's shared, but it would probably work better.
Yeah, the REPL will work for a lot of things. I mean, I'm hoping to also do like, spin up a React website or a Vue website and like do actual some web dev as well, depending on what the person is interested in. I mean, I like this. I like doing things like this, but
I mean,
part of me likes the interface as well.
I know, yeah. I mean, but I'm not into really beautiful interfaces. I don't think computers are for the average person, which is horrible. I also like server-side programming, like data serving, or like you're familiar with OpenStreetMaps, putting stuff on top of OpenStreetMaps, or doing
cool.
doing astronomy with the C-Spice library, which is released by NASA itself. That sort of thing. But I mean, I've got a wide range of interests, and this is both tic-tac-toe and advent of code are well within my interest range. Making things look really pretty, maybe not so much.
Well, here, let me give you probably the best place to look for me. Oh, shoot. Where is it?
I'm actually, you want me to get into your Twitch channel?
I mean, you could certainly find me through the Twitch channel, although if you ever want to find
I'm sorry. Where are you going to send me this data? Here in private chat on this? Yeah, that would work, actually.
No, I'm gonna put it. No, I'm just gonna put it in. It's my Twitter hand. Like you can also DM me on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I think so. Yeah, I basically canceled a lot of my accounts 2 years ago because I thought I was going to give up and go wandering.
You know what? I'm going to whisper my email address to you. And if you ever want to do this again, you can shoot me an email. And if you want to lead one where you're like, we can do this, or if you check out Restream and you want to do it on your Twitch channel, that's fine too. If you have something that you want to work on, that you have some, like some of the things you just mentioned.
I mean, I've got a list on GitHub of things I want to work on. So,
I mean, I'd be happy to hop on and try something. So, I'll just whisper my email to you, and then if you want to keep in touch, please do.
I will. You'll probably get an email from me right after I have some lunch.
All right. So how do I? Oh my gosh, boy, they put a bunch of junk on there.
Yeah, Whisper Mute. You can go to their page. You can friend them, I think, from there too. A bunch of crap you can do.
So how do I whisper to you?
If you click on my name, one of the options should be. Let me put something in chat so you can click on my name. Oops. There. It should also appear on the pull-down list. Whoa! Did you see that message that just came up on your screen?
Oh yeah, I can show that. So like you're.
No, I didn't type that. I typed that like 2 hours ago.
I misclicked on it, but I can.
Oh, okay. Could say, wow.
So now when I click on it, I need to go to Twitch and do it. That's what I need to do.
Right.
Twitch, whisper. There you go.
I can't send myself a whisper.
I mean, it's pretty easy email to figure out.
There it is. Thank you. Oh, cool. It's a Gmail address, which I won't say what it is. Which means I can actually put you on my Gmail chat so we can talk in real time a little bit better than we could. I'm going to do that right now. Okay. So at some point you should get an invitation in your Gmail saying, I'm trying to connect to you.
Cool. Well, thanks. Thanks, Barry. I'm going to go have lunch.
Okay, me too. Are you going to come back after lunch? I mean,
Probably not.
Tuesday.
This is like this is like my last free day before all the holidays get crazy. So I think
Oh.
I'm gonna have to do a little. I may have to run to the store, do some stuff.
Fair enough.
But this
All
has
right.
been really fun. Thanks so much.
You bet. Bye for now.
All right. And we're gonna end this. If you happen to look at this, subscribe to this channel. We'll be doing more pair programming whenever I can.